The trade official, done, in writing, pinstripes on, medicals signed. Juan Soto is a Yankee. It's Juan Soto plus Trent Grisham to New York for Michael King, Drew Thorpe, Johnny Brito, Randy Vasquez, and Kyle Higashioka. Stacy, we've been talking for like 4 hours about this, but for the folks who are tuning in for the first time, your thoughts on the trade?
I love it. This means they're all in. I'm happy that they made a move like this. They did not like 2023. 2023 kind of lit a fire under the Yankees front office and ownership's butts. And yeah, this needed to be done. And now that I've thought about it more because I've had more time to let it marinate. I love it. It's going to be fun watching Juan Soto in Yankee Stadium.
Oh yeah, they are very clearly all in on the 2024 Yankees. It is obvious now. There's no hearsay. There's no lip service. This is clear cut. No ifs, ands, or buts. The Yankees are all in on 2024 because they gave up a lot here.
Yeah.
The toughest pills to swallow are the top end, obviously. Top end here, obviously, Michael King and Drew Thorpe.
Yeah.
Drew Thorpe, top 10 prospect, had an incredible 2023. Great breaking stuff, big slider, big curveball. Michael King was looking to be a massive part of the rotation in 2024. So the Yankees clearly have more things to do. They're not done after this. There's a lot to be done. They have solved one issue, and they have created another.
Yes. Yeah.
So, I mean, Thorpe was, again, great, high A and double A last season. Johnny Brito, obviously, we saw in the majors last season. He kind of struggled at triple A. Weirdly enough, maybe he had more success in the majors than he did in triple A last season, especially after he got set down that penultimate time or the last time, whenever it was. Randy Vasquez, we saw last season a little bit as well. He's the number 13 prospect for the Yankees. Big curveball for him, mid-90s fastball. So for Padres fans coming over here, you can be excited about the haul that you got. That's for sure. Second time Michael King has been traded, by the way, from the Marlins to the Yankees in 2017. Higgy, yeah, it stings. Final year of arbitration for Higgy, but we knew that something had to be done on the catching front. That's for sure. And Higashioka was the likeliest move. And the Padres needed another catcher, and they got it.
Yeah, Higgy's been with the Yankees is basically all he's known. So, but he's from Huntington Beach, California. So he's going back
that's
out
not
to
too
the West
far.
Coast. Yeah.
It's about 2 hours. About 2 hours to San Diego from Huntington Beach. Stacy, on the catching front, it looks like it's going to be Trevino and Rortvedt now, with Austin Wells, the third string, first call, first injury. We knew Wells is likely going to stay down in all likelihood, regardless of what happened, unless, of course, like I said, there's an injury. Let's go back to the Michael King front a little bit here. That seems to be the centerpiece package. Of course, King was, a couple of days ago, was like, we don't know if we want to do this type of thing. That's how they were kind of thinking in the Yankees front office, but clearly they were okay with letting him go. Do you think that's going to sting the Yankees?
Perhaps this makes them really have to look. They really have to do something with the rotation because right now we joked about it on the live, but it's Cole and cross your fingers at this point because we don't know what we're getting from Rodon. We don't know what we're getting from Nestor either. King was going to be slotted in there somewhere, in the rotation along with Clark Schmidt. And, you also lose Brito, who stepped in there, Vasquez, who stepped in there. So I feel like they needed to get this done. And if Michael King was the way to get it done, that's just how how it goes.
Yeah, I think that's completely fair. Michael King has 2 arbitration years left, so he is good to go for 2024, good to go for 2025. That makes it a lot easier for the Padres, who were clearly trying to shed payroll here too. So they get a potentially legit number 3 starter out of this situation, possibly up to a number 2 in theory. Drew Thorpe's more of the future. You're thinking 2 years down the line for Drew Thorpe. Johnny Brito, Randy Vasquez can bring up the back end of their rotation. So they got a lot out of this. They got a lot of what they needed. They filled a lot of holes. They shed payroll. I think this is a good deal for the Padres. I think this is a good 2024 deal for the Yankees. When you were including what they gave up for Alex Verdugo and what they lost in the Rule 5 draft, they lost a lot of pitching in a span of about 30 hours.
Yeah.
A lot. Richard Fitz is gone. Mitch Spence is gone. Greg Weissert is gone. And then King, Thorpe, Brito, Vasquez, all gone in the blink of an eye.
Yeah.
And look, I don't want to be like rain on the parade here because Yankees fans, you should be super stoked. You should be super stoked. Don't get me wrong there. But there's still work to be done here. This is very clearly not the last move the Yankees are going to make. They have a lot more work to do now. Just to really, I mean, they were having depth issues last season and they just gave up all the depth.
Yeah. And that's a lot of depth.
It's a lot of pitching they just lost. I don't want to mince those words, man. They lost a lot of pitching this week. A lot. They're really, really banking on Will Warren and Clayton Beeter right now. They are Clayton Beeter is the first call. First call if you have a starting pitcher injury right now. And he barely just kind of started figuring it out at AAA the end of last season.
Yeah.
It's Yamamoto or bust right now. It has to be Yamamoto or bust.
No, it has to be. Otherwise, like, yay, they improved the lineup. Cool. But you decimated the pitching now.
Yeah. And that, to be fair, was what they had depth in, right? This was the most logical place when it comes to a Padres-Yankees trade match that they could have dealt from, because otherwise it's middle infield depth, which the Padres do not need.
Yeah. Yeah.
So this is the most logical thing. This is what we speculated on last week when we had Javier Reyes on then. Again, he's going to join the show here in a few minutes. Man, it's been a range of emotions for me, Stace. I'm sure it's been an even more range of emotions for you, being the resident Yankees fan in the group. But man, it's Juan Soto, New York Yankee.